Alright, first off, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support and kind comments on the first video. I read every single comment and I really appreciated what you guys had to say. Your words gave me motivation to keep going. I also want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed. And if you're not yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free. Without further ado, let's get into today's story. Today we're gonna go back in time when I was in high school. As I said in my last video, I grew up in Jamaica, specifically here in Clarendon. School in Jamaica is very different compared to school in America. One of the biggest differences is what you wear to school. In American schools, you can pretty much wear anything you'd like to school. But in Jamaica, everyone wears a uniform. For guys, it's your standard khaki suit, and for girls, it varies depending on the school's design. It can be tunics, it can be a blouse and a skirt, whatever. One thing that stayed pretty much consistent with boys across all schools was the khaki suit. The only difference would be the tie, or in some schools have epaulets. With these khaki suits, they weren't tailor-made. It was a one-size-fits-all situation. So if you were taller, you'd get the length and the width of the clothes. So if you were tall like me, you'd be swimming in your uniform. At the time, baggy clothes weren't seen as cool. Girls didn't go for guys who wore baggy clothes, as it was seen as untidy or nerdy. Because of this, what a lot of us would do is take our clothes to the tailor and have them altered, or in Jamaican terms, get them taken. Usually, your parents wouldn't really be happy with the fact that you're wearing tight clothes, as they were under the impression that it would be disrupting your learning. My mother was very much under that impression. Because of this, I was not allowed to take in any of my clothes. So going to school, I would be swimming in my uniform. High school was a point in my life where I really started to care about my appearance. I would always try to look clean and neat, but my baggy clothes weren't helping me, and I didn't get the cool shoes to wear to school either. My dad bought shoes, and he believed in functionality over fashion. Nothing my parents did was helping my fashion reputation at school. However, I was determined to look cool. Now, usually, when you go to the tailor and they alter your clothes, they cut the extra material from underneath the shirt so it's not bulky when you're wearing it. I knew I couldn't go to the tailor because my mom would find out about the clothes and I would sure meet my maker. Because of this, I came up with a plan. One that would ensure I look good while going to school, but keep in my life when I get home. Doing anything to my pants was out of it, as I knew she'd immediately recognize the difference. So I devised a plan. Take in the shirt before school the next day. Wear it throughout the day at school. Pull it out when I get home. This worked perfectly, as my mom would get home around 7 and I would get home around 4. Plenty of time to undo what I did. In order to remember where I stitched previously, I used a pen on the inside of the shirt so that I could sew along that line each day. Day 1, I went to school in my new altered shirt. Everything was great. I started to get noticed by my friends, and even the girls in my class were asking about my shirt. I got home from school, and as planned, I cut the threads out and sewed the next shirt to wear tomorrow. This went on for about a week or 2, and everything was going great. I was confident in my appearance going to school, and there was one less thing to tease me about that I was wearing. There was one thing that I had overlooked. There was a flaw in my plan that I did not account for. Now here's what happened. Over the days, the section of the shirt that I had been sewing was darker than the rest of the shirt due to the sun burning the color. I didn't notice, and this was where everything went downhill. It's now Saturday, laundry day. My mom was doing laundry and she was sorting the clothes when she picked up my shirt and noticed the permanent line drawn with the pen. She inspected further and found the difference in color between the sewn part of the shirt and the rest of the shirt. Immediately, she connected the dots and figured out that I was sewing my clothes. I was in the house chilling when all of a sudden I heard,
Jaden, come here. How would the line you come from in that shirt? Eh? I don't think you're taking your clothes.
bro, the fact that I was not answering this woman just solidified the fact in her head that I was indeed altering my clothes. She just grabbed the belt and started swinging at me. When I tell you that this woman was beating the living crap out of me. At one point I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran underneath the bed. I thought she would have left me alone, but little did I know how furious I really made her. There was a broom in the corner of the room. My mom grabbed the broom. The next thing I know, I started feeling the stick poking me while under the bed. Eventually, my grandma came in, told her to leave me alone, and she stopped. She then threatened me that if I ever mess with my uniform again, she was gonna kill me. Safe to say, for the rest of my school career, I was swimming in my clothes. Moral of the story: puss and dog don't have the same luck. Just because people around you get away with certain things doesn't mean that you will as well. That was one of the many issues I had with my fashion in high school. If you guys want to hear more about my issues with like the shoes that I wore, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm going to stop and end the video here. But I just want to say thank you if you've made it this far to the end of the video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Also, I just want to say it's been very difficult to record these voiceovers. I just feel like I sound awkward and unnatural, but hopefully with time I'll get better. Alright, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again for watching.